Hi, and welcome to my classroom. My name is Christopher Youngren, and I'm a middle school ELA teacher in Tucson, Arizona. You know, one of the things that we had to learn very, very quickly as teachers when it was understood that we would be teaching in a virtual sort of environment this year online was how many different options there were available to us online in order to support the lessons that we were teaching. And honestly, it got to be a little overwhelming. I mean, there are so many different marvelous programs and tools out there available to us these days that it's hard to know where to begin or what to choose to best serve your students. And I got to admit, I've narrowed it down to where I'm only using a couple of things, but one of the things that I've found the most useful and one of the things that the kids have been most receptive of is Flipgrid. And I can't recommend it strongly enough. You know, if you've watched any of my other videos, you know how important it is to me to really establish a strong classroom community from day one and to make sure the kids feel like they're part of that community and that they're not just a collection of individuals, but that their voices really matter and that their presence really matters and that they have something important to say and something to communicate. And Flipgrid is a great way to be able to express your thoughts in a way that's not as scary as sharing in class might normally be. You know, kids, for the most part, most people, for the most part, aren't really crazy about talking in front of groups of people. In fact, I believe Seinfeld said it best when he said, statistically speaking, public speaking is a fear greater than death. And so when you're at a funeral, you're better off in the casket than you are giving the eulogy. And middle schoolers, oh my goodness, I tell you, they don't really want to have to talk in front of people, especially if you're in a live scenario and you're standing up in front of a classroom having to give some kind of report. And that's where Flipgrid comes in. And I'm not going to get into all the how-tos and particulars of how to use Flipgrid here today, because there are a lot of other channels out there that are going to do a much better job than I would be able to do. But I like to talk about the kind of philosophical side of things and the mental side of things to give you kind of an indication of why it appeals to kids. Because what it does is it allows you as an educator to leave a question, a video question, and then the kids have an opportunity to respond to the questions on video. And sometimes this is all the distance they need to be more confident with what they're saying, to be able to communicate from the safety of their own home where they're not standing up in front of an entire classroom of people and they're able to express their thoughts clearly and coherently as a middle school is able to, I suppose. But it really gives them that distance, I feel, that they need to get their voices heard. And then other students can go on to Flipgrid and review what they have to say. And they can even leave video comments of their own. So it establishes this sort of dialogue between students without having to speak directly in front of a group. And we used this initially this year for book reports. And I gave them the assignment of making a book report that was like a commercial, So if you were to sell this book or, sell people against this book, I said, it doesn't matter if you liked the book or not, as long as you have a strong opinion why people should or should not read this book, then anything goes. And my goodness, there were some just amazing results. And some kids had help from parents, obviously, but that's okay because it got kids and parents involved in the learning process. One kid came out like James Bond, with the eye thing there, and he's walking out and he pulls out a book instead of a gun, and he went into a whole presentation on a spy book that he read, and there are also other tools in Flipgrid that allow kids to make a video with a banner at the bottom that might say breaking news, and so they report on their book as though it was a news report, and it's just so much fun, and it's a different way of being able to present material rather than just writing out out another assignment. It gets them active, it gets them involved, and it makes them feel more engaged, I believe, than they would if they were just writing another paper. But it also gives them that safety of being able to do it at home where they're not standing up in front of people having to give the presentation live. And yet it still establishes a strong connection and communication between the members of the class, so they do end up feeling like part of a community. So Flipgrid, seriously, check it out. It's a tremendous tool, and I look forward to using it a lot this year. Thanks so much for joining me today. I hope you got something out of this video. If so, please do press that like button. If you like what I have to say, then here's another video that I think you're really going to enjoy. And hey, subscribe to my channel so you can keep up to date on all the latest stuff that I post, all right? I'll keep them coming. Stay safe out there, be well, take care of yourselves, and take care of someone else. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.